Hello everyone. The other day I was with my wife on a train, and it just happened that we were the only two people in the carriage. And so she started to have a bit of a conversation with me about the state of our relationship. It was getting a bit awkward, lack of intimacy, that kind of thing is often a problem in relationships. And she said to me, "Darling, I want you to stop masturbating." So I said, "Why?" She said, "Because we're about to pull into a station." Hello everyone. So, a lot of the other reviewers have given first impressions on Creed Viking, and I finally managed to get some, which is great. So thank you to Claire from the Smurfy Girly channel, who went down to a department store where they had it and asked for a sample. Okay, so some important information about this fragrance. Here are the notes. In the top we have Calabrian Bergamot, Sicilian Lemon and La Reunion Bay Rose. In the mid it's Peppercorn, Bulgarian Rose and Peppermint. And in the base we have Indian Sandalwood, Haitian Vetiver, Indian Patchouli and Lavandin Absolute. The price for this one, 50ml, is $350 in the USA or £185 in the UK, and 100ml is $485 in the USA and £255 in the UK. Bottle and box look like this. Quite eye-catching, I must say. I'm not quite sure what the name Viking is all about, or whether that's a great name. Some people think it's a bit odd. I'm kind of neutral about it, and the box and bottle is just a little bit garish, maybe, but at least they're eye-catching. Viking by Creed. Let's give first impressions on this one. So we've heard quite a few good reviews on this one. No one seems to be incredibly blown away. I honestly have never smelled it. I saw Claire's review and that was interesting, and I've of course watched all the other ones. So completely open-minded. I'm not massively wetting myself with excitement about this one, just purely because there are so many new fragrances coming out all the time, including ones by Creed that I've never smelled, sort of old ones or obscure ones from them, and vintage fragrances that I haven't stumbled across. So just because this is a new release and it's got a lot of hype doesn't make me think it's going to be anything better than anything else. But of course I'm interested, and they seem to be billing it as their next big hit after Aventus. So of course we're all interested. So I'm going to spray I'll go for 2 or 3 and let's see what I think. Quite big spray, so just 2 should be enough. Let's see how it smells. Bit late to the game, aren't I? I was the first person to give us a video previewing Viking. That was good, wasn't it? But certainly not the first to give an impression, and we've seen people with bottles and all sorts now. Oh, I quite like that's nice. Okay. So, the opening. Soapy would be the word that comes to mind. Balanced. It's a little bit citrusy, but it's not very, very sharp and citrusy. It's a bit soapy. And it is spicy, actually. There is a spiciness. A lot of reviewers have talked about spiciness to this one. So on the opening, very pleasant. I did a recent review on Dolce & Gabbana Masculine, and it reminds me a bit of that in the opening, which is a discontinued citrus fragrance from the very, very late 90s. Very pleasant. It seems like there's some nice herbal elements. A bit of lemony, I would just say lemony bergamot citrusness. And there's this soapy spicy thing, and I like it on the opening. I think that's a very pleasant scent. It does smell quite pleasing and mass appealing. So it's similar to good designer fragrances of yesteryear and maybe some of the better ones of today that I like. So it doesn't smell mega niche on the opening, but I do like it. Very pleasant, crisp, citrusy, spicy, soapy opening. Leaning fresh, but with a little bit of woody, spicy masculinity about it. So pleasing and very nice on the opening. That's my first impression on Viking, just on spraying the top notes. I'll be back in a minute with some later thoughts on how it develops after that. Thank you. Here we are then, 48 hours later. I've been wearing this one over the course of the last couple of days, Viking. I enjoy it. I think it's got a really nice citrusy, sharp opening. It does go quite woody and spicy quite quickly after that. There's a bit of lavender maybe in there, maybe some ambroxan. A lot of people have mentioned that in reviews and said that it reminds them a bit of Dior Sauvage. Don't think so myself. I can see similarities maybe with Spice and Wood and Original Santal, but a little bit more fresh than either of those, I think. Very good all-rounder. It would be a great signature scent. You can wear this pretty much all year round, and a little bit more winter and autumn or fall friendly than some Creed fragrances, because it does have this spiciness and this woodiness, giving it an almost warming quality, and there's kind of a little bit of a sweetness in there, just a touch of that as well. Reminds me a little bit actually of the vintage classic Old Spice, and I know that Olivier Creed, I have seen an interview where he said he quite liked that fragrance, so I wonder if that was an influence, because that fragrance also has a picture of a ship on the bottle. Just a thought. Good fragrance from Creed, really like it. Obviously the price is off-putting. Can you get better fragrances for less money? Almost certainly yes. Is it worth the money? Well, arguably the price is a bit steep for this one. Of course it's a luxury product, it's aimed at people for whom a few £100 here and there isn't a big deal, maybe, for the most part. Some people will scrimp and save to buy Creed fragrances, but there are a lot of people to whom a very expensive aftershave or fragrance is just a drop in the ocean, doesn't matter to them. And they're going to smell good when they wear this, and at least you're not wearing Aventus, you've moved on to something different. So I don't know if it will catch on and be as big of a hype train as Aventus. I suspect maybe not, because it doesn't quite have the wow factor of Aventus to me, but it is rather good. I enjoy it so far, and that's my first impression. Let me know if you've tried Creed Viking and what you think about this one. Comments down there in my nether regions. Thanks very much for watching. Remember, whatever we're doing in life, let's project. See you next time. Bye-bye.